We are live, another live hangout today. Today's topic is going to be how to create a successful YouTube channel, right? So we'll go through, why maybe it's cool to have a YouTube channel, how to build it, how to get it started, sort of things to think about when it comes to editing and search engine optimization, and how to reach people and what to do and what not to do and all that stuff.
Basically, some people are interested in creating a business and some people just want to do it for fun.
Yeah.
But either way, it's going to be the same kind of principles that apply because, success is success.
Yeah. And obviously we have a, in the grand scheme of things, we have a modestly successful YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're successful. I feel like we've done a lot of good stuff with our YouTube channel. And so we'd like to share some of those tips and tricks with you in today's hangout. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching the recording of this after we stream it live on Patreon, know that you can join us in the next hangout live on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/sweetnaturalliving. So anyway, we are live. Jenny. Good morning, Jenny. So
for us, it's afternoon.
Yeah, it's afternoon for us. Always glad to have you with us. Hope your day is going well. Mads is taking care of some technical stuff.
Yeah, the display is turning off.
And click there again. I just want to see something. Okay, I'm back.
All good.
There's a lag in the viewing count.
Yeah.
Anyway, Diane is with us as well. Thank you. Yes, I think you're successful. Thanks, Diane. Glad to have you both with us. If anyone else is watching, you can just say hello in the chat. I can't see you quite yet. Why is that?
That's interesting. Maybe you should try updating your browser, restarting it. We can see ourselves, so I don't think anything is different than usual. Well, yeah.
Diane sees us just fine, so it should be, as Matt says, probably restart your browser. We won't start the topics yet, just yet. I can hear you perfectly. So do your restart, Jenny, and we will talk about random stuff until we start the topic. What else? I was thinking you should tell everyone about these.
Yeah. So in the gym, I am lifting weights, and they only have 2.5 pound plates there. So on stuff like overhead press, where you want to maybe up the weight a little bit lower than 5 pounds.
2.5 kilos.
2.5 kilos. That's why I bought fractional plates or micro plates, so I can go to the gym and have these with me, and like I can up 0.5 kilo or 1 kilo or 1.5 kilo or 2 kilos, which is going to be a lot easier because you want to progressively overload the muscle, of course, providing a little bit heavier weight every time you're ready for it.
It gives you more precision to just up the weight just what you need.
Yeah, because like last time I did a certain amount of weight, and then I added five reps of a certain amount of weight, and then I did up the weight by 5 pounds, and then I only managed 3. So I would like to just up it a little bit, not that much, and still be able to do the 5 reps. So that's it.
So I guess it's working fine now, Jenny. It seems it's working now with that smiley face. All right, should we just get started on the topic?
Yeah.
So YouTube channel. Well, first of all, I'd like to say that why would you make a YouTube channel? And as Matt's already talked about, you might want to make a business and have a YouTube channel as part of the business, or basically you might be really serious about your YouTube channel, like really want to, make quality stuff. Like what we did when we first started out a few years ago. We were sort of intent on, we weren't necessarily thinking about business or anything like that, but we were intent that we were going to make, a certain quality. Like we wanted to have an intro. We wanted to have a sort of pro feel to it, somewhat pro feel anyway. While on the other hand, your motivation might also be just to share your personal story. So I think personally that I would recommend you to make a YouTube channel, even if it's just for you to share, unless you're not inclined to do so, obviously. But if you're at all slightly inclined to do so, to share with the world, it's such a great platform for you to sort of be, it creates structure in whatever project it is you're doing. If you're sharing about your raw vegan diet or health journey or whatever, it sort of gives you a platform to share, and that keeps you accountable to your subscribers and your viewers. And it's sort of easier to stay on track that way, because you have a project, you have a YouTube channel, you're sharing with the world. Not to speak of the main thing which is good about it, which is that people get to benefit from your journey, because everyone has their own journey, and that means everyone is making realizations and experiences that no one else is doing. Like everyone is unique and has their own journey. And by sharing that on a YouTube channel, you're able to inspire and sort of help people similar to yourself on their journey. I think that's a valuable thing. So I think if a YouTube channel sounds at all interesting, I highly recommend that you make a YouTube channel, basically.
Yeah, it can be a lot of fun. There's so many small aspects of it that you can always improve on, and it's a good way for you to share your thoughts and get feedback on your thoughts. Although
good and bad.
People can be quite
idiotic.
Yeah, blunt.
People are.
But that also on the other side of the coin, that they can be very nice and say a lot of good things.
Yeah, I mean, most of the feedback will be positive. Well, it depends on your style and your topics. But I guess if your style is a bit aggressive, and if your style is a bit controversial, and you like to talk about controversial stuff, then you're probably pretty thick-skinned already, and you can deal with the hate. But if you're just sharing your journey, likely you'll just have mostly positive feedback. And the hateful feedback, it's just like the way I react to hateful comments is that I find it ridiculous. Like I just find it like, I don't feel necessarily hurt by what they're saying. I just feel bad for them. Like I'm just like, oh my God, how is it possible to be so freaking, I don't know, it's just so strange to have a negative comment about someone else. I can't imagine. Anyway, Jenny says, my cousin and I want to start a channel together once I move to Oregon. That sounds good. That's cool. What are your channels? What is it going to be about? Is it just about life, or is it going to be about something specific? Other viewers think it's ridiculous too. That's true as well. Yeah.
People hating get a lot of flack back.
Haters, they just hate themselves. That's what it really is. If you really have a life that really sucks, you start hating on others to bring them down, so you can feel, that you were better or something.
Anyway, what is the first thing you want to do? Obviously, when making a channel, should you perhaps start with making a? I mean, it depends on how serious you want it to be, because you could just start making videos and just putting them out there and then develop it as you go. But like you're making a new channel now.
Yeah.
And you haven't started making any videos because you wanted to make sure the logo is correct, the name,
depends on your style. Like if you're making a casual YouTube channel, just a place to share your journey without any like structure to it, then I guess you could just make a YouTube channel and start making videos randomly. But if you're like me, like I'm working on this new channel about running, I want to figure out the name. That's the first thing. I can't do anything until I figure out the name. And I think I have figured out the name now, to be announced. And that means I have the first step done, and then now I'm starting to set up the actual YouTube channel. And that's so the first step would be to find your name, or just to sort of define your direction. And then next step is to actually make the YouTube channel, meaning make an account on YouTube. You probably have one already, and you can make a new one, or there are various ways of doing that. And then you start building the framework. So what's that mean? That means making the YouTube banner, making the profile picture.
These are all really important factors for creating an environment that people enjoy coming back to. Like whenever I go to a channel that has a certain style, a good banner and stuff like that, I get a special feeling. Like it feels good to come back to that place. It triggers certain things in me. So it might be very important.
It's actually, if we're dealing with a YouTube channel where we want to maximize views and we want to maximize subscribers, and we might even look at it as a business and we want to maximize income and that sort of thing as well, it's of huge importance that little details like that is in check. Like you want to have it needs to be like you won't sell anything if you have a store. Like in real life, if you have a store that looks like shit, people walking in, it's just like dirty and messy, you're not going to sell anything. But if you have a really awesome store with like, the facade is really nice and everything is tidy and looking good and it's like original, then you might be able to sell almost anything, because it's just the vibe itself creates a nice feeling. Running, hiking, and travel, that's the topics for the channel. That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, her cousin is a world traveler. That's cool. And she's excited for my running channel. I'm glad to hear that. So basically creating that framework, creating the channel visually speaking, and doing all the settings. There are a lot of different things. I mean, I can't really get into it right now. If you're watching now and you want to make a YouTube channel and you're interested in learning the details, or if you're having trouble with the details of it, I can always, we could always do a coaching session. I've done that in the past with a few clients where we had a coaching session actually focused on setting up a YouTube channel. So if you're interested in coaching on that topic, feel free to contact me through our website. Anyway, banner. The banner needs to be nice. And so basically get a picture of something you like, or make something in Photoshop. You can Photoshop it, a lot, and then, you make the banner there, and then you have the profile picture, and, give it a little bit of thought what you want to have there, because this is one of the most important sort of factors. And then, as I said, all the settings, because I don't know if you go to our YouTube channel, Sweet Natural Living, you'll see that there's the last video, and then there's like what to watch next or whatever. And then as you go down on our profile page, there's like there's like new playlists, so there's like tons of videos going down there, and that's not random. That's not by accident. I've actually consciously chosen which videos to be shown there. And you can add sections and add sections and add sections, so that the whole page is just saturated with videos. That's different from when some people, they have like YouTube channels where you get to their YouTube channel and you actually just see their latest activity, or like you see what they like, the videos they liked or whatever. They haven't really set up the page properly.
This is actually really important, I think, playlists, because whenever I go to a channel, I might go click on their videos and see the latest 30 videos in their list. But usually I have a really specific thing I want to see. Like, let's say I go on a weightlifting channel and I want to learn about bench press. Instead of having to go through 300 videos and click next page, next page, next page, if the channel creator was intelligent, he would have created a playlist where it said exercise, how to perform exercises, and I could click there and I would probably find the bench press video really easy.
So basically make playlists of your videos, and then showcase those playlists one after the other on the front page of your channel. anyway, that was pretty specific advice.
Yeah.
Let's get back to general stuff.
The videos themselves.
Yeah, so let's do that. You've set up your channel. You found your name. You know your direction. You made a banner, profile picture. You had the settings are all good, and you're ready to start producing stuff. The playlists are the reason I binge watched 50 plus videos the first night I found you guys, thanks to Jack Alberton. Well, that's cool.
That's cool.
And
I remember he's talking
Jack
about us, actually.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Like he Raw Tropical Living.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. We've never met him in person, but glad the playlists are working. So, what should you think about when you're starting out making videos? I mean, first of all, maybe the equipment.
Yeah, that's going to be actually quite huge. It's not like you can have, like, we're specifically talking about video quality and audio quality. Firstly, you can have good video and audio quality and still have 0 views. But having good video and audio quality will significantly improve your chances of people enjoying the videos, whatever the content is.
Yeah, let's just say, again, if you're not serious about making a successful YouTube channel and you just want to share, it's just like a platform for you to share your thoughts and get it down there, and it's almost like a diary that you're sharing with the world. It's not important that it's top quality. You can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Although better quality is more satisfying to share and people will enjoy it more. But nevertheless, it's fine to just have crappy quality if you're just about sharing some thoughts. Yeah. But if you are interested at all in creating, again, it's just like that store I was talking about, the facade and everything looking nice. I mean, think about it. When you watch a video on YouTube, how many times, I know for me anyway, when I watch a video on YouTube, if it's poor quality, if it's poor audio, or it's poor video, I almost can't stand it. Like even if it's really interesting, it's very difficult to watch it because it's just uncomfortable. Whereas on the other hand, if it's like excellent quality, excellent video quality, like pro,
you can almost enjoy just watching the video because it's so good quality.
It doesn't even matter what they're talking about almost. Yeah. So important to have a certain level of quality. Of course, there's all these levels. You can go pro, like fully raw Christina. She has like I think she has a camera team or something. Like she sets up lighting, and there's like pro cameras, and she makes like 1 video a week or something like that. And it's like really scripted sometimes, and that's one way of doing it.
And then in the middle you have us,
yeah,
where we make 3 videos a week. Fairly okay quality. I mean, we have a good GoPro camera, which is, by the way, the best tip you can get. Just buy a GoPro.
Yeah, but not any GoPro though, because GoPro Hero 3 has poor audio quality.
Yeah.
So GoPro Hero 4 silver is what we've got.
Yeah. We're kind of in the middle, and then you have on the bottom of still successful people like Durian Rider.
Although he has better quality than us even now, though. Because now smartphones have come so far. I think his iPhone is really shooting well, like your iPhone, and he's doing pretty well editing wise as well. He has a drone now and stuff, so it looks pretty cool. But if you're looking
remember like 4 years ago.
If you're looking at something like the older Durian Rider videos, he doesn't do almost any editing. It's just bam, put it up there. Still today, he's like putting up high volume. As we all know, he puts out so many videos, but he doesn't spend as much time planning them and filming them and doing special angles and all that stuff. So somewhere between like high volume, lowish quality to high quality, low volume, you'll find your place. And as we said, our place is smack in the middle. We pay some attention to quality, but we don't put too much effort into it. Like sometimes I just have to put up a video, even though it's low quality, because I was inspired. I was inspired. I had to make a video. The conditions aren't perfect, maybe, but heck, I'll just do it anyway.
Like that takes precedence. Sometimes you might we could have made even better quality videos if we had decided, I'm going to make a video, but okay, I have to set up the camera there. I have to get the lighting right. I have to make sure there's no background noise, etc. But that might kill the inspiration. And it's just not the way we deal with it.
Yeah. So basically, quality matters a lot, and within quality, you have the quality of the camera on one hand, and then you have lighting on the other hand. And lighting is so important. Like poor lighting, even the best camera might still look like crappy quality. And in good lighting, a poor quality camera will actually still look pretty good. So pay attention to lighting, especially daylight is the best, obviously, but not direct sunlight. You want to have reflected daylight, or you want to actually be in the shade on a sunny day. That's like the ideal. The shade on a sunny day.
Jenny brings up a point of high production videos aren't personal enough for her, and I agree. A lot, like 20% of the time, I want super high quality, super unpersonal, like scripted, whatever. But 80% of the time, I like the personal touch and the small mistakes. Like if we're gonna make we made a new Patreon trailer, which we're gonna add to Patreon later.
We're making a new
we're updating
our Patreon with a couple of new pledges and stuff. So
but the point is, it's scripted, and you can kind of tell, but it's like in the middle. It's kind of scripted.
It is scripted though.
Yeah, but it isn't like
whatever.
It isn't perfect, and I think most of the time I prefer personal touches as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good point. So, okay, so good quality. Audio quality, again, relies on the microphone, which is typically on the camera, so it matters as well.
Arguably more important than video. Because if you have good video and the audio quality is insanely bad...
but I mean, they're equal almost, because, the other way around would also be bad. Super high quality audio, but terrible video, that also sucks. So you want the best of both, obviously. Now that you have your camera, you have your channel ready, you have thought about quality in terms of lighting and that sort of thing, you are ready to make your first video or your several first videos. What should one pay attention to then in terms of video content and how to approach a video? And I know that one of the main things that I've realized, and I remember you told me this back in the day, because I actually started the YouTube channel, I remember, before we started this one, but I never pursued it further, and I didn't feel perfectly comfortable. And Mads had already had a YouTube channel that was halfway, it was very successful.
It would have been big.
It would have been big. It was a gaming channel, and so he was giving me some advice that I should be myself, because I was probably to some degree trying to emulate the Life Regenerator or something like that. Like I was looking at his videos and I didn't quite feel comfortable in front of the camera. I didn't know how to do it, and that took a little bit of time, because it does take a little bit of time. In the beginning, you feel a little bit strange in front of the camera. And just now, I mean, we're talking to a camera. I'm looking at that camera throughout, and it feels totally natural. But when you're in the beginning, you're just like, it just feels so weird looking at a camera talking. And you shouldn't look at yourself though. Like we can have ourselves on the screen here now, but we don't do that, because then you end up looking at yourself, and you sort of becomes this weird act where you're sort of looking at it's just so weird. But anyway, my point is, be yourself. Just relax and be yourself. And by the way, you're not going to be your true self in a sense. You are going to develop a certain type of persona, a certain type of person in front of the camera.
But you can kind of what's the word? I don't know the word. You can cultivate. That's one. You can cultivate a certain style you're going for. I mean, we have actively kind of cultivated the more natural approach. Whereas if you go to my gaming channel, which is Quantonium, if you can just search for it, it's very much like a persona. Slowly but surely along the videos, more and more it becomes like a really
special type tone of voice, and like becomes like like an act almost. But it is an act when you're on a camera. It is an act. But then again, everything is an act in life in a way. Like when you're meeting someone, you're putting on a special mask and you act a certain way with one friend and then a different way with another friend, right? Like you have a special set of humor with this person, and then with this person you joke in a completely different way. So it is an act, life. So you're on a stage, but just relax, basically. Find your style, do your thing. Don't try to emulate others, and don't think about so much how you're doing it. Just do it. There are lots of different tips I could give you. I mean, the first thing that came off my top of my head now was, don't start a video by saying what you're going to talk about in the video. That's super boring. Like, think about it. Like, you don't want to get to a video and be like, so hey, today we are going to talk about blah blah blah, because then you spend like too much time sort of losing the person's interest. You want to catch their interest immediately. If you're trying to be successful and gain lots of subscribers and views, you want to just get straight into it and say something like controversial, or just get right into it. I always find myself like, I see some people, they start videos by saying their name. I think, for example, Jack Albritton says, "Hey, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living, and thank you for joining me," or something like that. And that's cool. As long as it's short. As long as it's short. But the truth is that even doing that, when it's very the same thing every time, it can sometimes be a little bit risky. Ideally, what I do is that I usually start every video with something like, check it out. So, bananas, already there. Check it out, bananas. I created some kind of tension, and the person is like, what about bananas? And they want to know, and then I progress the video. So just jump straight into it. Start talking about what you're actually going to talk about right from the get-go. That's a good idea. Jenny says, like the way I act at work compared to the rest of the time. Yes, exactly like that.
One can be pretty weird at work. I remember when working in my mother's shop and people coming in, and you're like, yeah, so different.
Well, from a standard perspective, I guess it would be the other way around. You're totally normal at work.
Yeah.
Well, in reality, you're super weird.
Yeah. Wow.
We are weird, but when we were working in our mom's shop way back in the day, we were so normal. Yeah. Hi there. Can I help you? All right. So get straight into the topic. Keep it short. Obviously, that's a typical, advice. You don't want to make long videos, although it's impossible not to do so. I mean, my videos are always too long.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it.
But then again, people do like long videos too, but not everyone. Like, statistically speaking, you're gonna have more views and stuff if you keep your video to like 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, intros to intro or not to intro.
Yeah.
You have 3 different styles. Once again, you have the super businessy, unpersonal style, and you have what we have, which I really prefer, just having a super short intro and then onto the content. Or you can do no intro at all, and one isn't really better than another. But if you're gonna have an intro, I suggest keeping it really short. A lot of people make the mistake of making a 20-second intro.
Horrible.
And it's just super boring.
Yeah, I like even the people that I'm most interested in, like Sage Cannonday. I watch all his videos. I almost can't stand it when his intro is always too long. I have to skip a little bit, and not a good idea. Intros should be a maximum of like 7 seconds.
Yeah.
And so we alternate between the longer one and the shorter one. And the short one I love the most, actually. The short one is just like 3 seconds or 2 seconds or something. It's just like, just like it, because it helps you it's a branding kind of thing. It creates a vibe again. It's that storefront, it's that facade. It just creates a professional vibe. And then so that brings us, I guess, to editing. You're there, you're filming a quality video, you're managing to keep the length a certain way, you're talking about something interesting. Try not to go on too many tangents, unless that's what you want to do, unless it's like a you know, if it's a kind of diary kind of thing, then of course you just go on long tangents. But if you're after tackling one topic, you want to stick to that topic and try avoid going too many other directions. That's something I'm really bad at. I always have a need to sort of cover something in completion, so I find it difficult to make short videos about a single topic. So
it's a good point, Diane. It can be difficult to kind of identify the video if you've seen it before. If the intro is long and the same, you have to skip in. And
yeah, that's definitely true. And that actually brings me to another interesting point, Diane, which is that thumbnails, and that's more about an editing thing, which we'll get into. But thumbnails, well, actually, without getting into thumbnails particularly, it has more to do with location. Like, for example, most of our Hangouts, we're doing it in this location, right? And from one perspective, that's a bad idea. But because it's a Hangout thing, it's okay, I think. But if it was a video, for example, if we're again using Jack Albritton as an example, I think for a long while he was making all the videos in almost the same location, and the thumbnail reflected that, and it was just like every video looked the same. I wasn't sure if I've seen it before or not. Now he's gotten way better at it. He's stepped up his game big time and is really making nice thumbnails now. Make every video almost in a new location. And by the way, a new location could just mean if we turned the computer a little bit now and moved like a meter to the left, it would be a new location pretty much. So you can do all kinds of angles, and a room can be exploited in like thousands of different ways in order to get the right angle. And that way, if every video is in a new environment, every video is in a new angle, a new location, it looks different, it creates a fresh feel. But the worst thing ever is to just get to yet another video from the same person in the exact same location talking about something new, but pretty much it seems like the same video, right?
Yeah.
So
we have never gotten more subscribers and views than when our 40 latest videos were all really different looking.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember a few times where I would just click on our videos and see the latest ones and be like, oh my God, there's so much. Every video looks awesome.
Yeah.
That's when you get a lot of views.
Yeah. Nowadays, our videos are a little bit less awesome, you could say, because I mean, we're living here, and you know, it's like we're not out there eating tropical fruit in the tropics and that sort of thing. So it's a little bit more the same environment every time, but still we're aiming to make different locations each time still, though. So that's an important thing. What else to say about
editing?
Before we get to editing, though, like, you made a video. Oh, I think we're good. Editing. Okay. Editing is a skill.
Yeah, like any other.
We happen both to have done a lot of it in our lives. You know, you had that other YouTube channel, and we generally were pretty good with computers, you know. And I've studied audio engineering and done a lot of audio editing, and so I've got I'm pretty good at it too. So if you're not good at it, then that is a disadvantage. But let me tell you though that you'll get better at it.
Yeah.
Just get in there and just play around with. Just get a editing software. Anything will do almost, and just play around with it. Learn how to use it.
In terms of editing software, though, I suggest acquiring Cyberlink Power Director.
Pretty damn expensive, but.
Or what's the Sony one called? Well, I'm pretty sure Sony has one that's.
But I would just recommend just get the free software that's on your computer. If you got a Mac, then you got like iMovie.
Yeah, iMovie isn't bad actually.
No, if you got get a editing software that you like, and you can upgrade later if you want to get more pro. But typical things to keep in mind for a successful YouTube video, though, the more editing, the better. Honestly, like, short and snappy. That's what it's all about. And if there's a gap between, like, let's say I'm talking like I am now right now, and then I have to think about something for a while, like this, and then I come up with it and start talking again, that's too boring usually. What I'll do is I'll just cut it in when I'm editing, and keep that in mind when you're filming the video.
Yeah.
So what you'll do is that you'll talk like this, and then then you forget what you're going to say next, and rather than just like pushing through, I just freeze pretty much, and then I think about what I'm going to say next, and I'm like, and it might be a minute sometimes, a couple of minutes even. I might just even let go of the freeze and just be like thinking about what to say next. And then I just start talking again. And then when I'm editing, I'll just cut out that little part, cut it really close together, like a tight cut. And then it just feels like I'm just flowing, like I'm just going into another topic. So sometimes when you see my videos, it's just like, it might look like I can just talk forever, and I can actually almost. But sometimes I don't actually. I cut it. It's a fake kind of flow.
One quick tip as well. Don't say all the time. Really, I have serious issues with it, but saying it's just terrible to listen to.
You said it.
And I do it all the time.
Almost said it again. Yeah,
it's gotta be silent
and just cut it if you need to cut it. So editing, keep it close cut. Remember that sometimes we like to hear ourselves talk, and it can be actually quite boring for other people sometimes. Sometimes it's just better to just cut out a whole section. I'm editing a video, and I'm just like, it was so good up to 4 minutes, and then I started talking about this tangent, and I spent like another 4 minutes on that. Maybe my video would just be better to cut out that part and just leave it at that first short and sweet 4 minutes, And I do that sometimes, and that might be a good idea. Adding music to videos, that's fine sometimes, but it depends. You have to be really. It's very important to make the right choice in music. It's very important to make the exact right choice in terms of volume. It's too loud music, you can't hear the voice. It's just like, oh my god. If it's too low, then it's just like weird. It needs to be just right. Try it with headphones. Try it without headphones.
Try and make sure all your videos are the same volume as well.
Yeah.
Going from one video to the next, and all the audio level is very different. Can be painful on the ears. And
moving on, some general tips. I'd like to also say that what we do is that we make videos all the time, randomly when we feel like it, and then we build up this buffer, and then we're always editing. Like we see some people, what they do is that they make a video, they edit it, they upload it, and it's out. But that's a bad idea. Make videos, build up a little buffer, and then start trickling them out, 1 a week or 2 a week or 7 a week, depending on how many you're making. But make sure that you're always, when you're editing a video, that video doesn't really go up online before next week or even next month. That way you're always ahead of the game. And if you have a little dry spell where you're not making videos for a week or 2 or 3, doesn't matter, because you're trickling out those videos that you made a month ago. That takes away some of the stress, and it also ensures that you have consistency. Because tell me what you can say.
There's no real reason to be putting out really more than 4 videos a week.
Well, I mean, if you put out 14 videos a week, you'll be pretty much. It will be better, but
only if you can keep it up for like years.
Yeah, it's kind of like training and everything. Like, you have to look at it as what's sustainable for you. If you can, basically, the more the better. But sometimes people, they think they can make 7 videos a week, and they do that, and they burn out in like a few weeks, and then then there's no videos for like months. If you made like 1 video a day and you put out like 14 videos over 2 weeks, and then nothing for the next few months, think about it. What if you took those 14 videos and did it over 14 weeks, one per week? That would be better. You would have more success with that, because this is probably one of the most important tips I'll give you today. Consistency. That is the most important thing with YouTube. Consistency. Don't have an inconsistent schedule with like lots of videos 1 week and no videos the next week. Keep it consistent. Trickle those videos out. people thrive on consistency, and not only for you but for your subscribers. They'll get used to seeing your videos at a certain interval, and that's gonna make them come back to your videos.
Yeah, you don't fall victim to wanting to upload, like, I'll just upload all my videos tonight, 5 videos in one go. And you know, that sometimes happens. You can see a new channel and it's like, oh, what, 5 new videos tonight? And then in 2 weeks without nothing. That's
spread them out, and keep that buffer going. Thumbnail, hugely important. You do judge a book by its cover to a large degree. I know I am. I mean, I remember this book. I read this book in Thailand a couple of years ago or something, and I read it almost entirely because of the cover. It was just, that cover was just, look at that. So cool. And it sort of inspired me to read it, just the cover. I looked at it every night when I was reading, and I was just like, oh my God, this world is so epic. So make a cool thumbnail, certainly. I personally prefer thumbnails that reflect the video, so that it's actually from the video rather than having a kind of stock photo as a thumbnail.
Clickbait, as it's called, is not. It's not very cool.
No, and even
a little bit, but
even if it's not clickbait, even if it's just like, you know, related to the topic, but not actually from the video, I find it misleading. But then you could go into Photoshop and, you know, touch the colors up a little bit and maybe add some text and stuff. That's a good idea. Jenny asks what other forms of social media are important to share your channel. Well, your main thing is going to be YouTube, but so focus mostly on that. But then share. What we do is share all your videos on Facebook too. Make a Facebook page and share your videos regularly there. And on the days that you don't share a video, maybe you could share a picture. And the days you don't share a picture, you could ask a question, or you could post a quote. Just keep it regular there. You get followers on Facebook that watch your videos through Facebook, even though they're actually from YouTube.
The truth is, you can choose any social media. Like, you can do Instagram, you can do Facebook, Twitter, kind of, Snapchat. There are many. The biggest ones are going to be the ones you can have most success on. However, don't spread yourself too thin. Like, if you know you can handle, like, Instagram, people are making entire businesses just off Instagram. That means you can put in tens of hours a day and still continue getting better at it. So again, don't try to do them all. Choose 1 or maybe 2.
And I actually think the most it's very true. And I think the most satisfying and easiest place to succeed is YouTube. And I think also that is the biggest one. YouTube is the biggest one. YouTube is everything. Like, seriously, if you think about it, YouTube is like the main website in the world, almost. I mean, you know, after Google, but YouTube is Google. So, you know, it's videos, and it's YouTube. You make your videos. It's you on the tube. It's, you know, it's so cool. So, good thumbnail, good video. What else? SEO, search engine optimization. Let's touch on that at the end here. Without getting into what that's all about, let's just say research, search engine optimization, SEO. Do your research. YouTube actually has a great sort of educational material, like YouTube itself. Something called YouTube Academy or something like that. They have a whole bunch of stuff you can read and learn about making a YouTube channel. I suggest you check that out. Basically, search engine optimization is all about reaching your audience with your video, making it seen by putting in the right metadata. Metadata, I don't know how to pronounce that. Putting in the right text to accompany a video. We're talking title, description, and tags for the most part in YouTube. So make a title that's appealing, obviously, but not only appealing, make it tidy, make it descriptive. That's important. It should actually contain some keywords that apply to your topic. Like, if you're making, like, this video now, this is going to be a video on YouTube, right? And it's called How to Successfully Make a YouTube Channel. Well, that describes it perfectly. The word YouTube is in there, the word channel is in there, the word how to is in there. the words you're using are hugely important in the title. And then in the description, you want to describe your video as much as possible, again, using descriptive terms. So if you're talking about a raw vegan diet, if you're talking about high carb raw vegan diets, you should use the word carbohydrate somehow. You should use the word raw vegan. You should use the word fat. You should use the word eating. All these different words, so when people search for related topics, they actually find your video on YouTube.
Yeah.
And last but not least, tags. That's just about like throwing out like a whole bunch of words that are related somehow to your video. Basically.
Yeah.
That's search engine optimization in a nutshell. Pay attention to it. Don't make typos and stuff in your title. That's really unprofessional. Make nice thumbnails, like I said. And reeling back, make sure your video quality is good, lighting is good, audio quality is good, editing is tight.
Consistency.
Consistent uploads. And most of all, content. The content that you're creating should be real and cool. And that happens when you're being yourself, not being fake or anything, but just like being yourself, finding your persona in front of the camera, talking about something that you're passionate about, being honest. And just the truth is, people love real people. People love people that are real. Like if you are trying too hard, you might not be that successful. But if you just relax and be yourself, you will actually people will dig it.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. People dig watching other people that are just being real.
Yeah. Diane asks if we could share the exact name of the GoPro we use.
Yeah.
It's GoPro Hero 4 Silver.
GoPro Hero 4 Silver.
Yeah. This is more than good enough for those. If you want even better, you can go for 5.
Yeah, 5 is a whole lot better. But as you know, if you like our videos and the quality of our videos, Hero 4 Silver does the job.
And if you buy it used, make sure it hasn't been used for too long, or the battery might be bad. But you can buy extra batteries. So if you happen to buy a new used one, maybe it's a good idea to get a new battery.
Yeah. Anything else we need to just cover before we finish it up? It's fun. It's so much fun. Making a YouTube channel is so much fun. I mean, I've never had so much. It's the most satisfying work that I've done in my whole life. I mean, it's so much fun, and getting all the feedback from the people is fun. And you know, the success is not determined necessarily by views and subscribers.
No. It's
determined by how much you enjoy the process of doing it. And if that's something you enjoy, then you're successful. So, and you know, when you are successful and when you enjoy what you're doing, likely people are also going to enjoy watching it. So you're going to naturally get more subscribers, more views, and etc., etc., etc.
Yeah,
and it's just snowballs.
People won't like it if you don't like it.
True.
Yourself.
All right, so that was pretty
a lot
cool.
of information.
Yeah, as I said, if you're interested in a coaching session on YouTube, YouTubing, I'm happy to do that. You can find the information on our website. I'm actually thinking about making a coaching option on our website that is specifically for YouTube coaching, because I think we have a lot to share on that point.
Yeah.
It's nice to see how you handle being out of the tropics food-wise. It inspires me in a different way.
Yeah, that's actually something we've been talking about as well. Changing the way our channel is at the moment, showing how life can be. You can be a fruitarian. You can be super healthy outside the tropics. You don't have to be in the jungle picking championuts.
Yeah. I think nowadays, now that we're here, I think probably our videos people can relate to our videos probably better now than what they did. Most people, are not in the tropics like you guys, and it's easier to relate to that probably. And we have so much interesting stuff going on in terms of diet as well. Like we're not sharing everything on YouTube, you know, but we are experimenting a lot these days. We will share it. We will share it on YouTube, and we'll be happy to talk about it with you guys later. But it's basically very interesting times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's a good day. The sun is shining still. It's going to go down in 4 hours. And we're going to make dinner now.
Yes. Alrighty.
So thanks for joining us today.
I want to say at the end here that I had my tooth extracted yesterday, my wisdom tooth. They pulled it out. Oh, it was terrible.
Yank.
They yanked it out, but it was on Friday though, not yesterday. It's not bad. I'm not having any much pain or anything, but it is not much fun, and I'm hoping it's gonna get well because I'm gonna do a running race on Saturday next week, 15 kilometers, and I hope to be able to sort of push myself. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys because you're our friends here. So thank you, Jenny. All right, so glad you liked it. Glad to have you with us. If you're watching on YouTube, remember, join the next Hangout on Patreon by going there. And yeah, hope you guys are having a good day today.
All right, thanks for watching. Have a good time, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Bye.